You tell her where we're. Do you know where? Tell her where we're staying.
Yes. No, we just.
Oh, just up here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good night. I have.
Okay, tas kinara. Anara, tricyclean. Play bayad day.
Hello and welcome to the Philippines. This video is a little bit about living in a province town, living in a smaller town or near a smaller town in the Philippines. It's a whole lot different than living in the big city. Anyway, we're coming into Ubay, Bohol. This is the bus stop terminal on the outskirts of Ubay in North Bohol, and we came here from Tagbilaran City. Ubay is about 82,000 people, I believe. Tagbilaran City, I think, is 102,000, 105,000, somewhere in there. So a little bit larger population size. Quite a bit different in what's available in Tagbilaran City versus Ubay. First off, your cost of living is probably less in a province town. But also services and options, variety of food, and I'll get into that a little bit later. There was a lineup of tricycles waiting to pick up passengers. I don't think there were drivers for all those. I think we arrived about 6:30 in the evening after, I think, about a 3.5, 4-hour bus trip from Tagbilaran City, or actually it was a V-Hire, a van. We had packed 19 people into that van, and very uncomfortable ride for sure. I did not see any taxis up in this area. You've got jeepneys, you've got buses that take various routes around Bohol Island. Jeepneys and tricycles, hobbles, the motorbike taxis, pedicabs, the bicycle with the sidecar, or walking are your main modes of transportation in this terminal. We're going to, I'm going to show you a couple of hotels I stayed at. And the first one, Laz Hotel on the outskirts of town. And I found it on, where did I find it? On booking.com, maybe? I think I did. Booked it through booking.com. And that was the first night, and then we stayed another night. I'm going to show you the second, Pacheco hotel we stayed in the second night, and then we visited and we ate at another, I don't know, resort, hotel, residences. Anyway, this is Laz Hotel. They had a pool. I'll show you the room. I think it was 1,100-1,200 per night, something like that. Anyway, your hotel resort options once you get out of the resort areas are much more limited. And you got a fan, you got an air con, small room, comfortable enough bed, and wait till you see. I had to stand on that bench to reach up there and turn the air conditioner to the proper temperature. We did have a hot and cold shower. It's all in one, and something you will see occasionally if you're not staying at the nicer resorts is no toilet seat. You will find that many places around the Philippines, and even in the big city. Some bars, various places you'll go. Condominiums where I've used the CR did not have, in the main lobby area, did not have toilet seats. Anyway, 3-story building, relatively new, I think. They had a pool, and I think breakfast was included. And here's a look at the pool, and they did have a few people came in. Didn't have many guests, but they did have a few people come in after we did. And then transportation. We went out on the street. We waited for a little while. We were finally able to flag down a tricycle driver to take us on into town. We were looking for something to eat. The restaurant had kind of a limited menu, and I wanted, after a long van ride, I wanted something a little more substantial. So they suggested a place called what was it called? It was called Gavin's, Anyway, this was our breakfast in the morning, I believe. Longanista, I think, and ham, one egg, and some rice. That's not so unusual. And instant coffee. They did not have brewed coffee. This is the second hotel. This is Pacheco, in town, into the center of town where I wanted to be. And nice setup. Nice setup. Interesting. The small room had a larger TV, and this larger room had a smaller TV. So I found that kind of interesting. But I didn't come here to watch TV anyway, but just an observation. And hot water heater. I brought a little bit of my own coffee along, so I was able to make.
No, 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 no.
And you heard me say no, 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 because they tried to. I told them I didn't want that room because I asked them, is the dog going to be barking all night out there in that yard? And he said, well, maybe not all night, but yeah, there's a barking dog out there. And so I went over to the next room over. Wasn't really the room I had agreed to, which was kind of in the middle. And this is looking out into the parking area. And off on the other side, there's a window. And I thought, I told my girlfriend, I said, I'll almost guarantee you there's a rooster out there. We're going to hear it very early in the morning.
With them?
Yeah, you can
I'll set up here. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Jose.
Jose.
Kuya, alright.
All right.
yung anak.
Hindi, atong mga silingan. Mata mama.
And sure enough, there was a rooster early in the morning. There was a rooster out there crowing. If I would have taken the middle room, waited for them to clean the middle room, which I had agreed to, I don't think I would have heard the dogs or the rooster in the morning, but it is what it is. Anyway, trying to find a place to eat. We were pretty much told many places. Well, there's Jollibee's if you want chicken or a hamburger, Western food. And I said, no, I don't want to go to Jollibee's. And they, after talking to a number of people, they said, no, there isn't Western food. You can't find. You're very limited in your food choices here. And but somebody suggested a new place, a resort, La Petra, and we're going out there. A couple of kilometers, 2-3 kilometers from the main area of town. And I'll show you around there a little bit. And it's an interesting place. And they had some reasonable. I'll show you the prices too. Reasonable. Nice pool. A variety of rooms for 1 to 2 people, 4 people, 8 people, 15 people. They have all that type of thing. They've got a restaurant there. And we did end up eating out there, and I had something like chicken strips or something that were reasonably good. And I think this place has only been open a few months, I believe. I think a German guy and his wife built it, if I got the story right. And not sure if he's still involved in it or not, but they've got function rooms out here, such as these here areas, I guess, and covered seating area if you don't want to sit in the sun. And they have seating areas out around the pool as well, and a number of rooms over there. So quite a selection. Like so many places, I had there was an intern, a college intern, learning hotel something or other, and she had a radio going very loud, and I asked the waitress if she could ask to turn that music down, and that didn't result in much difference. So I went over and talked to her and told her. Here's the website of Residencia La Petra, relatively new resort, and they've got their room rates listed here. Their website, standard room 1,200 pesos, deluxe 1,800. They're good for 4, good for 8, good for 10. a dormitory style down here, and Barkadahan room, good for 15 pax people, 600 per person. Budget fan room, 2,500 for 4 people or 550 each. And it includes swimming pool, breakfast included, own bathroom, CR, air conditioning, or fan room if that's what you choose. The first couple of years I was making videos. I started 2015. I think I started the YouTube channel 2016 early, and had a lot of people commenting. Move to the province, sir. Move to the province. It's much cheaper. It's you can meet much better girls there. They haven't seen they're not materialistic. They haven't seen the big city and all the malls and all this type of thing. I don't get those kind of comments very often, but I do know that there are many foreigners living in the provinces, various towns and cities. I think I saw 1 or 2 while I was up in this area. Well, in fact, there was one staying at the first hotel I stayed at with a few friends, young Filipinos. And anyway, they've got a ferry up here, so that you have transportation. You have buses, you've got jeepneys, you've got ferry service. I think from here they go over to Leyte. I don't think they had any ferries going to Cebu from here. In fact, we ended up taking a tricycle back to the bus jeepney terminal, tricycle terminal on the outside of town, and then they didn't have any buses going around to Tubigan, not Taliban. I'll figure it out sooner or later. Anyway, we went over to Hitafi, and we took a ferry. I wanted to take a motorbanca, but they only run certain days back over to Cebu City. And so we ended up taking an ocean jet fast ferry, I think. And I'll do another video about this. But anyway, we got on this pedicab, Trissicad, some people call it, and just to go look out towards the pier area. And they're actually building a new road out in the ocean. They're building from outside of town. They are built out a few kilometers to the right here. They are building a new road going directly to the ferry terminal, is my understanding. So they're putting a lot of fill into the sea to make that road. So a lot of the trucks and the people transporting produce and goods from the farms do not have to come in and through town. So quite a large project, actually. See how that works out. Maybe in a year or so it'll actually be operational. But a lot of stores. It's a big fishing area up here. A lot of the fishing boats bring their stuff in, and they'll have it. I've seen it last time I was up here 3 years ago. A lot of it's on ice. They bring in from the fishing boats and take it to the market. Not only this market, but other markets, nearby markets. And yes, if we end up taking a jeepney over to Taliban and then on to Hitafi. And Taliban had ferry service certain days going certain places, and Hitafi had ferry service as well back to Cebu City. So we ended up there. Anyway, they would not let us go anywhere past here just to take pictures unless we had bought a ticket on a ferry going out of there. Anyway, that's just a little bit of thoughts. The more remote you get, rural, the fewer choices you have. So anyway, leave your comments, and I'll see you next time.